Studds. I'm Alex Studd.
And I'm Ron Studd.
And Ron, you may notice tonight that we are coming from a slightly different location than usual.
Really?
We are sitting here tonight with two of the lovely dancers, the legendary dancers here at the Clermont Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia. We have the wonderful Cassy and we have the wonderful Blondie here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
We are so blessed that you are here. I've been coming here for at least 10 years. Anytime I'm in town, I love seeing the two of you. So excited to be able to sit down and chat with you for a little bit. As I kind of preemptively explained, we have a tradition around here. We have a tradition before we get started with the show. We pay tribute to the sponsor of our show, the official spirit of BetweenTwoStudds, Malort. And it's my understanding, Blondie, you're going to partake with us, but you've never had it before.
I've drank pretty much everything.
All right. Well, so we want your honest feedback on this.
Okay, I will.
All right. So we are going to toast to you both.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Cheers.
Hey. Prost.
Prost.
That's cheers in German.
What do you think?
That's
Honest thoughts. You like it?
I like it.
I like something that hits me right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You feel it? You taste a little grapefruit?
Well, if that's what you want to call it. It's a nice, but now, is it a liqueur or is it tequila? What is it?
So is that
Not vodka.
Yeah, it's actually, as far as I understand it, it is a liqueur that's made with absinthe.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
Lordy
I'm gonna
me.
lose my mind.
It could be a wild evening.
Yeah.
Well, it could be. We'll be drinking a lot of water. Get that out. I'm normally a kamikaze girl, but I'm drinking a little liqueur. I mean, I'm drinking like a little Kahlua over there with my beer.
Yeah.
I drink the Pap Blue Ribbon because that's what I crush between the tits.
Oh.
So you gotta have it.
Don't worry, we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. Don't you worry. We are, again, so thankful. Blondie and Cassy, thank you for joining Between Two Studs. You're actually our first guest to physically be
Right.
Between Two Studs, because most of our...
Oh, we
most
are
of our-
so excited.
We're excited
We
about
love
that.
that. That's our dream come true.
Yes.
That's what I said. Between two studs.
Studs.
One in the front, one in the back.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, well,
Double D's.
That's how we spell it. That's the way to do it.
So, if you have never been to the Clermont before, it's a legendary staple place you got to come to in Atlanta, Georgia. The Clermont Lounge, not only is it the first strip club in Atlanta's history, but it's also continuously operating by women, right?
Yes.
That's the oldest strip club.
That's,
And it's the oldest strip bar in Atlanta.
that's incredible. And so if you're not familiar with the Clermont, the other thing is the women who are the dancers here, one of the things is they don't fit and I'm using these in quotes, the traditional physical standards for strippers, whatever that means. But because of that, it has become such a legendary place that people want to be, people want to visit, people want to explore. And so I guess my question for each of you is, how did you each first become associated with the Clermont Lounge?
You go first.
Okay. Well, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I never danced there. But after I graduated high school in Illinois, I lived in Indiana. Me and my mother and my brother, right? I moved to Evansville, Indiana. That was the first place I danced. I was 19 years old, and it was a burlesque club. It was called the Vixen. And then they had a Playgirl about 2 miles across town. That's where I started at. Then I kept moving slowly closer down here to Atlanta. And I danced in Nashville for a year, and then I danced in Chattanooga for about a year. Then in 1977, I went to the Aquarius, and in 1978, I came here, and I've been here since 1978.
Wow.
I'm very happy to be here and still be dancing. You know, God has blessed me so much. I've had so much luck. Didn't have much luck yesterday, but that's okay. I'm still here, and I'm a tough old bird. You know, I'm a tough old broad. So you know what? I can hang in there with the best of them. And I like what I do. And the Beer Can Crush and the poetry and stuff like that. If y'all want me to recite anything, let me know.
Oh, we will. We'll get into that for sure. Cassy, how did you get involved with the Clermont?
Okay, so I started dancing in 1983. No, 1983. At the Cheetah. And actually, our daytime bartender, I worked with her. Christine. She was the waitress. I was I was 18. I wasn't even old enough to drink yet.
Okay.
So, and the Cheetah 3 is still in Atlanta, but they're in a different location. They used to be on Peachtree and 8th. In 91, they moved to Spring. So I danced there when I was 18. And then when I was 22, my ex-husband, the singer of his band, because he was a drummer, there was no drummer stripper jokes back then, or I might have had, second thought. All right. Yep. And I did buy him a drum kit. And I did take him to practice. But anyway, we had a baby. So, I was like, had to fill in the voids that he created. But his singer's girlfriend was working here.
Okay.
Oh.
And I got mad at the Cheetah because they wouldn't let me wear my little ankle booties. Cause I was like, I want to wear them. I'll just go to the Clermont. And the Clermont, I've never been in here before. So,
wow.
I know, from the Cheetah 3 to the Clermont.
And ever since.
It was a total shock when I walked in. I'm a little prim and proper girl. And I come in here, I'm like, oh my God. And they didn't dance on the tables.
Right.
They danced on the floor, and I thought they were sluts. And
back in the 80s, the dancers would dance on the floor.
here, they still do.
Oh,
in the
see.
Cheetah, we danced on the tables.
I see.
I thought I was high class because I was high up. I didn't know I was really naive because, hell yeah, looking up. What are you looking at? I gotcha. Anyway, after about 4 years. But no, so I come in here and I try to make it work for a while, but, then I went back to the Cheetah and then I would come back here periodically. And then I took a break.
Yeah.
Because I had another baby. Yeah, so I took some breaks. And then I came back about 15 years ago. Straight.
Pretty much steady on.
Yeah, 5, 6 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so
And had to get a hip replacement and a knee replacement.
So I was gonna say, I know that it's definitely the Clermont has always kind of been its place. It's very unique. But from what you were saying, has it always really kind of been this way, or is
this has not
It's been
changed.
redneck.
This has
more
not
redneck than it
changed
was.
since the first
Okay.
time I came in.
really?
The
Back in
bathrooms
1978 was
changed.
redneck.
That's the only
Okay.
thing that changed.
Then the
I'm sorry,
rednecks and
we're
bikers come in.
Okay? And then even then, with being a little bit of a different kind of place too, Alex mentioned about the physical standards.
Right,
being
the
a little
non-traditional dancers, were they always that
Was it
way, or was
always
that
we
more
had
new?
younger girls back then. We were all young.
Well, we
one
were
time.
young.
Right.
For sure.
But we also had older ones. We had bigger ones. There's always been.
Yeah,
This
a
has
variety
never
of
been. It was never the Cheetah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank God.
Okay.
They
Well,
wouldn't
we
hire me
had.
there.
Well, no, they probably would have.
No.
But
I
in
went there.
the 80s, the Cheetah was different.
Yeah.
And then they changed
Okay.
because we had older women that weren't the perfect bodies. And I, being 18, and I don't mean just talk about Cheetah, sorry. But there's another single. There you go, hey, good in heaven. Anyway, no, but we had the same thing going on. The Cheetah used to be like the Clermont.
Okay.
In the day.
Oh, so it didn't have quite the same level
no.
of obnoxious. I mean, in my opinion, obnoxious standards. Like,
No. But this was even lower.
Oh yeah, we're low class.
So this.
I
was
got
to me,
friends
I
in
was
low
like,
places.
Wow. I mean, we weren't that high standard in the early 80s, but this was really.
Yeah.
This was like I literally like this round table.
Yep.
There used to be one bigger.
Way bigger. That's
And
way
it was over there in that corner. And I remember I would try to dance on top of it. But I was thin then. I was like 120 pounds.
Okay.
And I'd be like teeter-tottering because I'm like, I will not dance on the floor. No. And then finally I had to give it up.
Well,
Yeah, I'm finally
I used to
like,
jump
I'm
off the
safe
table.
now.
Well,
Well, in my older years.
Yeah.
well, and the rest is history, though.
Right.
This place has since become just continuing its legacy. I mean, it's funny. I before this episode, and I've been coming here for years, as I said earlier, but I went on the website and I just at a high level, just some of the patrons that have been here. You're talking Bill Murray, Robert De Niro, Anthony Bourdain, Pink, Lady Gaga, Kid Rock, Woody Harrelson, Morgan Freeman. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. I've met them all.
I met Red Hot
Marilyn
Chili
Manson?
Peppers.
Yeah.
I met Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1986.
Really? So like before they really took
they were
off.
playing at the Masquerade.
Yes, they were.
And I was dancing. We used to dance here on this stage and that stage. And there were seats here, and I didn't know who they were. I was married. I had a baby.
Yeah.
You know, I was not that cool.
Well, and they were not the band that they are now.
No. But they wanted me to go back to their hotel room.
Okay.
They asked me, and another girl, you know Jenny, that
I
used to
love
work
Jenny.
here. And so I said, you go with them, because I can't, because my ex-husband will probably beat me up if I don't come home. And he would. So I was like, no, you go. And the next day, Jenny comes back, and she's like, I was like, how was it? And she's like, well, Lee was dancing around the hotel room with his underwear on his head. Like, damn it, if I thought I was going to get divorced, I should have went.
Oh, man.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, Blondie, any stories? I know you've met a lot of celebrities, but any stories you'd like to share?
Well, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, he brought Jon Stewart in here.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he brought Jon Stewart, and I beat Jon Stewart up with my titties and stuff like that. Marilyn Manson, he paid me and my niece Chandra. She was dancing at the time. She's a bartender now. And I just have many, many stories. Oh, I have so many.
Yeah,
stories. I can't believe I can remember all the stories that in my brain from 40-some years ago. All the drugs I've done, I must have did the right ones. My brain is still elect. You know what I'm saying? It's still okay. I drink a lot of water and I take my vitamins. She gave me some great vitamins.
I give her vitamins.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
We got to help each
vitamin-
other out.
I got
That's all.
vitamin C.
In our elderly years.
Yeah, but we were younger then. I had to slow down. But I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Oh, we used to go,
24/7.
yeah, we ran like a Mustang, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I've had so many great experiences with everybody. Trent Reznor, he used to come in sometimes. And I've met Pink a few times.
I danced for
Oh,
his
no.
husband. It was his
Pink's
birthday.
husband?
Yeah.
I lit my
Wow.
boobs on fire and
Yeah,
sang happy
yeah.
birthday to him.
Aw.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm like,
Yeah, he was
sorry.
kinda shy. He was.
And Pink wasn't ready, man.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll stay here for a little
Well,
while.
that's why
We
he
and
says
her
that.
were talking
Yeah.
about my troubled children. And she was telling me that she was also a troubled teenager in her time. So she made me feel a lot
I
better.
only got bad
She was
after I
such a
got out
sweet
of high
lady.
school.
Yes. And then Robert De Niro and Morgan Freeman. I got a story about that one.
Well, I met
Oh,
Robert De
wait.
Niro.
Let me tell you about
Do you
that
want to
one.
share? We're not
We
going to
gotta
say
hear.
no.
We gotta hear about
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so Morgan Freeman, they were doing the movie with Kevin Kline. I forgot what it was. But Robert De Niro, it was 3 times he came in. This is the second time he came in. And he brought Morgan Freeman and Kevin Kline.
Okay.
All nice. And they were sitting right where we go. We got to pass them to go on stage, right?
Yep.
And back then, I used to go totally naked.
Okay.
But I'm getting older now. So, and I used to shave. I don't know why. But I thought it was the thing to do. So I'm on stage and I go totally naked, and I'm thinner then too, so whatever. But I get back down and Morgan Freeman goes, "Come here."
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. And he goes, "We want to ask you a really personal question." And I'm like, "Well, you just saw me naked.
Right. Everything's open
So how
now.
personal are we gonna get?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, we just want to," and Bob's like looking straight ahead. He's not even looking at me, but he's sitting next to me. And he goes, and Morgan goes, "We want to know why you shave."
Oh.
And I go, "Well, I don't want to look like a 70s porn star." And Bob goes, "What the hell's wrong with that?"
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't get to meet Morgan Freeman, but I did get to meet Robert De Niro.
So
I
do
did a
you-
beer tank run.
Do you ladies, do you communicate with one another? Like, hey, just so you know, Sting is here. Like, did you
Yeah.
kind of let each
Oh,
other
we
know?
know he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted somebody to come in who never has to come in. Will Ferrell. I love all of his movies.
Oh, yeah.
Will Ferrell, if you're listening,
You gotta come here.
come to the Clermont Lounge. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, well, he's married. He's been in town many, many times, but, he's married. I understand. They probably just didn't hang out much.
Yeah.
You know, I
I
understand.
felt like he was here.
Nope, I wouldn't
You
tell him.
sure?
I told him to call me. This is what
Oh,
I
we're challenging you. Get over here. Get over here.
Yeah.
So
It'll be funny, honey. Come on.
oh, you'll have a good time. I have no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
So, ladies, I do got to know when people come in. Let's just say someone's listening, like Will Ferrell or anybody else. They've never been here before. I know there's some rules here, right? Some rules.
Not a lot.
No, not
Not
a
for
lot.
us, but other
Not
people.
a lot, but I mean like the jukebox.
I break all
Don't
the
touch
rules.
the
Don't
touch the
unless we
jukebox.
let you like daytime shift.
Mhm.
If we don't have, we try to make it fun.
Yeah.
So we let the customers like, if you want to pick a song, come
Okay.
on. We want to make it a party.
Yeah.
So come join the party and pick some music and let's all have a good day.
Yeah. Well,
Because day shift's different, but at night,
Yeah, the girls
no,
wanna play their own music.
you don't play the Jeep
Right, until,
unless the girl lets you. If it's her
I
turn,
won't let her.
well,
Blondie's like, no.
no, but if
You
they,
know what you like.
if I'm a customer's being nice and they want to hear a song, I'll do it.
I will if they pay me.
Well,
no, they gotta pay me.
well, of course.
'Cause I can get up there and do it. Tina Turner
I've
song,
done-
you ain't gonna pay me.
Well,
Well, so what are some? I guess what I would say is, what are some do's and don'ts that maybe someone who's never been here before, they're watching, they want to come, that they should know?
Well, they always say you're not allowed to take pictures. Well, I take pictures with everybody in the hallway or outside in front of the
yeah,
yeah.
and
Because I'm always dressed.
and on day shift, if there's nobody in here,
Yeah, we take pictures.
and like
right,
we've
but
had
nighttime is different.
this one lady, Rose, she was like 98 years old,
Love
and
Rose
she would celebrate her birthday here,
every year.
and we would take pictures because she would get up and dance,
That's
and
amazing.
we took.
She passed away
Yeah,
a couple years
yeah,
ago, but we
so-
loved her so much.
Yeah, we would
just-
take
We
videos
just lost one
and
of our own,
pictures.
Portia. She's only 10 years older than me.
Yeah, she was a little
Portia
Red Riding Hood and little Bo Peep.
Yeah, she never took it off. She
Oh,
just
I remember her.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, she used to play. Yeah, she
Sorry.
looked like Dolly.
I didn't
Parton.
know.
We all
Great
loved
to
her.
you.
No,
very
I-
much. We loved her very much.
Sorry.
I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was because she took such good care of herself. She
Mhm.
wasn't like us.
We're party monsters.
Well, and on the
We're
topic
the crazy girls.
on the topic of party
the Mayberry
monsters,
crazy girls.
what's your go-to drink when you're here?
Half Blue Ribbon and Kamikaze.
Kamikazes and PBR. What about you?
I'm a Grey Goose Kettle One.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. So if you're listening and you want to buy these ladies a drink when you come in,
Now
now
you
know.
know.
Yes.
And speaking of drinks, when you're outside of the Clermont, what are your favorite bars to go to in Atlanta?
I go to gay bars mostly.
Nothing wrong with that.
I do sometimes. I really don't go out a whole lot anymore. I had my hip replaced, my knee replaced. I had like 2 years of surgery, so, and I'm just getting back on the horse, as to speak.
Yep.
And so I live in Little Five Points.
Yeah.
So, and that's my neighborhood since the 80s, so I kind of hang out there. And I still go to Maltese in
Right,
Grant
that's-
Park,
yeah,
our
right.
friends every year.
Friends across
And
the
I
street.
will go there because they're about to tear it down.
About a year. About
Yeah.
end of the year.
That
MJQ
whole
used to go down
side
there.
Yeah.
of the street on Ponce is about to be gone.
Yeah.
Well,
High
just
rise
changed.
is coming in.
I was gonna say too. I mean, this whole area, this neighborhood, has dramatically changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're
I've
getting ready to
lived
make
here my
Dugan's.
whole life.
Yeah, they're getting ready to make Dugan's
Chick-fil-A.
and I don't
No
understand that.
way.
Yeah.
Is it really
Yeah,
a
but
chicken?
and tomorrow's
Yeah.
the last day. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
gonna be able to go or
Yeah,
not.
it's
so
gonna
I'm
be a
go over to Gay Friends
Chick-fil-A.
tonight. But I'm just saying,
Next to a
they're having one down on
strip bar.
Boulevard in Pasolina. They're building a Chick-fil-A. So why do they need two within less than a mile?
Because, well, we like Chick-fil-A.
I like Chick-fil-A.
Right.
They're not that close together, and I want Dugan's to go.
I'm with you. I like Dugan's. Well, and it's amazing. So, my first time visiting here, so I can only imagine if you go back to the 80s. But when I was here, 70s here.
I went the first night Dugan's was open.
But
Because I lived here. I was working here. I live here, but I
But guess
worked
what
here.
Dugan's used to be? It used to be a adult bookstore.
wow.
In the day.
Wow.
Yeah, back
Well,
in the 70s.
what I was going to say is
Adult bookstore.
I remember my first time coming to Clermont. It must have been at least 10 years ago, maybe more. And I remember this was an abandoned hotel up above.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to walk around what looked like a bunch of caution tape to get here, right? And everything was not surfaced, right? This parking lot out here, and you're kind of going down, and you're like, I remember Tory, who's here with us, and I was like, where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? And of course,
in the bed, bottom of the basement.
of course, this legendary place. But now, it's a boutique hotel above us.
But you know what? It was a very, very.
good to us.
I mean, before it got abandoned, before it got really bad. I mean, Al Capone stayed in this hotel.
That's incredible.
I mean, you would not believe all the famous people that stayed in this hotel in the day. I mean, this hotel started in 1920s. So you're talking. I mean, you got to go your history on the hotel. And down here.
And was this originally built with the hotel?
I think so.
Yeah, but it was after Prohibition.
Oh.
And then it became like a big band. Like they had big band, like the 1940s movies where you have the big bands and the singers.
I'm
And then
imagining
you
Glenn
had-
Miller down here.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And then you had like the burlesque type of dancers. And then they tried to make it a Playboy club, but that didn't go over well.
Yeah.
They had to change the name.
I was gonna say, wasn't that like a legal issue where?
Yeah, they had
It,
to. They had
it wasn't
to change
actually
that.
affiliated with Hugh Hefner.
Right.
No,
They were using the name.
but it was
illegally here.
Copyright
so
issues.
the line was very close.
Yeah.
So they had to redo that. But yeah, I mean, there's history in this hotel even before
Yeah.
it was redid. I mean,
It's
this
called the
used to be a
Jungle
hot
Club.
spot.
Now, was the
1960s.
hotel always
Yeah.
called the Clermont Hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know this.
Now
this
it's
was
Hotel Claremont, but back then it was Claremont Hotel.
Because I know the Clermont Lounge. It only dates to 1965.
Right, but before that it was the Jungle Room.
Yep.
There you go.
if you're-
And there's another plaque that is original over there if you want to take a picture.
So before we started recording, the ladies were showing us all. I mean, it's incredible, right? Even though the Claremont's been around since '65, of course, this predates that, right? The actual building itself. And so they were like, "Oh, that goes back from the '50s and the '40s." And I mean, this place is, even if you're a history buff, come on in. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, and see some old ladies.
Mature ladies. Mature.
Mature,
Mature,
experienced,
I'm
beautiful
sorry.
ladies, is what I would say.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're an
I don't
OG,
have a
Tony.
problem saying old anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
not really that old.
No, I don't
You
think
know?
so.
Not-
But still.
I
Well,
mean, back when I started stripping, when I was 19, they were strippers 60 years old then. I'm serious. And they were beautiful. They had a lot of surgery done. They had fake boobs. I refuse to get that ever done.
Yeah, me too.
well, it's interesting.
I
I mean,
want to lose weight. I'll just quit drinking beer.
You've
Not gonna
kind of mentioned this earlier in the show, and I guess I want to talk about it because I don't mean to age myself, but I wasn't around for a lot of what you're talking about. Was there an era where the standard was not what it is today, where you need to, if you're at certain bars, you need to be 18 and you need to have
Drinking age
It was 18 when I first started.
Yeah, drinking age was
And then the 2
originally
years-
18, but as
and
soon as
then-
I turned 18, it went to 19.
Oh,
That
you were
was
around
one
to
of
get
those.
screwed.
Yeah, right.
But then I was good because it didn't change, I think, until I was like 22.
Yeah,
and it
then
became
21.
21.
Right. And it
Yeah.
needed to be because a lot of kids just didn't know
Yeah.
how to handle
Well,
it.
that's where Christine, the bartender, comes in that I used to work at the Cheetah with. Because I was 18, she was a waitress, and she was 30, and I wasn't able to drink. And she was like, just order an orange juice, I'll bring you a screwdriver.
oh,
I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, baby.
So me and
hey,
her
that was 30
became
years
like
ago. You can't
really
keep going
good
that
friends,
high.
really
years.
fast. And then she was working here too.
Okay.
But I didn't know she was working here until I came here in '86. And it like blew my mind. I'm like, because she left the Cheetah, I didn't know where she went. And she was like one of my best friends. And then I come here, I'm like, so now we've been friends like 40 years.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah.
We have so much history and just so many things.
And we've been friends a long time.
Oh my God, yeah. Before I came to work here, like I said, back in Indiana, I danced at the Vixen, which is like a burlesque club, and I was only 19. You had to be, I think you had to be 21, but they still gave me drink. because I knew how to handle myself. You did a little burlesque shows in the daytime. You go dance in the daytime.
He just did a little show.
Yeah, you go dance in the daytime by jukebox, and at nighttime the women have their tapes, you know, that you play at nighttime. And then I loved the Playgirl that was about 2 miles across the way. Where a lot of people play tambourines, they had different kind of cans with beads in them, and you know, uptight people like guys in suits and stuff would beat the cans on the tables to make some of them would clap and beat the cans. Yeah. And I mean, it was really just good. I remember Zelina Sands. My God, she looked kind of like Cher a little bit. She was like 6'2". I was in love with her.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in love with her. I like girls then too, you know. And I was in love with them. They just taught me a lot of things, and I just, you know, I think for all the things I'm trying to teach some of these young girls.
I love it. Well, we're going to go to break. But when we come back, one of the things I really am excited to talk about is when you look at these beautiful ladies, they have some incredible talents that we're going to talk about. I mean, one thing you might not know about, there is poetry in the National Library of Congress.
You've had copyrighted.
That is owned and was written by Blondie. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. Incredible skills, incredible talents when we come back to Between Two Studs. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Ron here. And Alex and I wanted to take a moment first to thank you for being a listener to our podcast. Secondly, I've got a challenge for you. This week, if you could, find somebody who maybe isn't familiar with the show and turn them onto it. We'd appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Between Two Studs. We are hanging out with the beautiful, eloquent, famous Blondie and Cassy from the Clermont Lounge. Thank you again for joining us. And before we went to break, we were kind of talking about some of your hidden talents, some of the secrets that maybe the average person doesn't know about. Blondie, I know you are a very impressive, fantastic poet.
And a writer.
How did that even come to be?
Well, I've been writing poetry since I was a little girl, but I did go to college at Emory. Just night classes, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
And my sugar daddy paid for them. And it was great. I went 4 times. It was good.
And your poetry has been read before. I mean, massive artists have come into town.
Yeah.
And they've said, Blondie, we want you to play, or we want you to read your poem
Right.
before we start. Can you talk a little bit about that? How's that come about?
Oh, that was just so nice. You know, that's why I miss the band so much, and we're trying to get them back. We always had karaoke on Tuesdays, and then bands on Thursdays. Even though I didn't make a lot of money, I'm having fun listening to bands and grooving along, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, they let me have, in between one of the bands, I would read some of my poetry, whatever the holiday was or something. It was good. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But you know, like I said, I'm a poet by nature, but a writer as well. You know, and when I broke my leg in 1995, got hit by a car, I said, Lord, if I'm never able to dance again, I want to be a writer. And that's why I've already been to college anyway.
Wow.
So, you know, it's been almost 30 years since I broke this leg. And,
That's
you know,
huh?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got good strong legs. I got a rod in my leg, but you know.
She's got Tina Turner legs.
I do.
You do. So you're multi-talented, and I guess for anyone listening, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but are there any poems that either you want to share the verses to, or even the names of the poems that they can look up? Either one.
Well, you can look up on my Instagram. My manager, Katie Richards, does this. Blondie/Clermont. And you can look those up, and there'll be each one. But I can recite one to you.
Oh, we'd love that.
It's not a poem. Hey, we've already done with Valentine's Day. I was over there. I had to work that night, and I had a wonderful time.
Okay.
I'll give each one of y'all a Valentine's Day poem. But I'd rather do St. Patrick's Day, which is a jingle.
Oh, I love that.
Stand to do that. I stand to do that. Nobody does it like Blondie, and I wrote this 40-some years ago. Here we go. I hope it's good. Hooray for the Irish! It's St. Patrick's Day. What a festive holiday this is. Shamrocks, leprechauns, and 4-leaf clovers. And don't forget to glean ale that puts us in a tiz. The Irish creature will top of the morning to you. Another is Eller and go bra. It's all their good luck to keep the smile on my face. Or is it the beard that's a charm? They love the parties at the top of their list. Their motto is, y'all can't keep a good man down. So hooray for the Irish on St. Patty's Day. Although I'm not, kiss me and bring another round.
That was incredible.
I love that.
And I have another jingle, but I'm not going to recite that one. It's really naughty. It's
real
I may have it with me.
Explicit episode, everybody.
It's like
if the whole stripper thing at the Clermont Lounge wasn't enough.
You have to come in
It's
and
a
hear
12
it.
Days of Christmas, but it's homoerotic style.
Oh, Lord.
I was high when I wrote that.
Well, after we're done recording this, we're going to hear that. So,
I'll give it to you.
So I know one of the other things too. You're multi-talented, but one of the things that we've heard about is your ability to crush beer cans between your breasts.
Recycle.
And if I understand correctly too, you're very particular. It has to be either a PBR or
Budweiser.
Budweiser, right?
Yeah, but PBR, the aluminum's much nicer. I did all different kind of cans. I even had my own beer can a few years ago.
We did.
Wow.
Crushable. And
You had your own beer called Crushable?
Yes.
yeah.
We'll show you the sticker. You can take a picture of it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm taking
Yeah.
that home with me.
Yeah. You know what?
Well, it's on the wall. You might not get
Anyway,
to get
yeah, I
it.
did that one, but I can only do it straight up and down. I mean, I do it straight up and down. It has to be empty and dry for a little bit, and put a little water in, and then I do it sideways and crush it down so it looks like that. Sign it, put it in put it in a bag with poetry and things.
Yeah.
And people are so excited that they get poetry with the beer can. They're more excited about
Which is
that.
beautiful.
That makes me feel good.
I mean, it's
It's like a
like
present.
it's making me emotional listening to it. But I got to ask you a question, like, how did that even come about? How did you discover this talent?
Oh, I've had beer can crush in town because a girl named Big Mary, she had big fake tits.
Yeah.
She used to do tall cans of any kind.
Oh, like these things.
Well, no, we didn't have very many tall beers in. We had Coors when it got legal, but no, we had Bud and Pat Blue Ribbon.
Schlitz malt liquor.
And Schlitz malt liquor.
Schlitz.
Oh yeah, honey, we're from the old school, huh? But I'm just saying she could do it straight up and down. But I decided to do shorter cans, straight up and down, and did all different kind of cans, even Corona one time. That's a hard can to do. Ooh.
Oh.
And Heineken, not Corona, but Heineken.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
still hard.
I hope you're not doing it with Sapporo cans.
Yeah, those things are crazy.
Yeah, but see, that's why I like Pat Blue Ribbon because the aluminum's a little bit softer.
Yeah.
I'm crushing it straight up and down and sideways.
But
And these
like,
are my real boobs.
But like, when did you? Like, were you 18, 19? You just
Yeah,
said,
I
"I'm
was
going
in
to
my
try
30s.
this."
I was in my 20s, late 20s, and I started doing it. I've been doing it for like 35 years.
Wow.
But Mick Jagger talked about it at his concert 2 years ago. My manager knows the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did it.
I never met him. No, I
Yeah.
never met
But
him.
he knows about your
He knows
ability.
He knows about my ability, yeah.
Wow.
You never know when he might sneak in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wrote him a poem,
Hey.
but I don't know it by heart. I
Mick
wrote it.
Jagger, what are
Mick
you
Jagger.
doing? What are you doing?
I mean, he could always show up right
He
now.
might show up soon.
Yeah.
Never know.
Never know.
And
But I'm wanting Will Ferrell to still come and see me.
he should come in.
Yeah, I love him very much.
Now, Cassy, I know you also have a skill as well. It involves sparklers. It involves your breasts.
My nipples.
Give us a little bit, for anyone who wants to, kind of imagine, give us a little bit more context, but more importantly, how did you discover this incredible
Alright, so
talent?
there was another girl here doing it,
Yeah.
but she was just doing the match trick.
Yeah.
Where you split it, you lick it, and you stick it. Okay.
Right,
And that's a little
it was
Little
cute.
secret.
corn, but
It was cute.
yes, that's how you do it.
You said, I can do better.
Yes, I wanted to pump it up
Yeah,
because
prove it.
I didn't want people to say, "Oh, you stole her stuff."
Yeah.
No, I didn't, and now she's gone. Now I'm gonna make it my thing,
Right.
You're right.
and I had to make it my thing, and I did make it my thing. But on top of that, I put the sparklers in there, and don't get the ones that smoke, because Miss Kathy will bite your head off. My boss. I remember I was on stage and I didn't know which one smoked and which one didn't in the first time.
Yeah.
So hell, I'm smoking up the whole bar. And I'm getting yelled at, and I better get them, and I got them duct taped. So I better pull them off. You know how hard that hurts. That hurts when you got to pull them off real fast.
Oh.
So I had to pull them off and stomp them on the ground and get out of there before she fucking yelled at me some more. And because you don't want Miss Kathy yelling at you.
Well, and I have to wonder too. I mean, sparklers. For people that don't know this, right? Sparklers burn hot.
I know you don't
Yeah.
belch your boobs.
Yeah.
No, if I bounce, they be slapping me.
Right. So people think sparklers, they're like little things for kids.
Right.
No, they got some heat
Yeah,
behind
I
it.
got a little. I got some scars.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't help my boobs bouncing. Sometimes they just bounce because they're just that way.
Well, so how many
You
years?
know?
How many years you been doing that trick?
The matches started probably, about 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And then sparklers came I just
Right
started, right after, and birthday candles. I mean, hell, and there's so many people coming here with their birthday.
Right.
It's a natural.
So I'm Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah.
I gotta sing happy birthday to you, like you're the president. So,
Mr. President.
so I duct tape the birthday candles too, and they kind of hurt too when I tear them off. But I do it just for you, okay?
That's dedication.
Wow.
While I sing happy birthday to you, okay? So come on in and feel it all, okay?
So you got a birthday coming up? You know where to be. You know where to be.
Especially now that we know if you're Will Ferrell and it's your birthday, you have
We can
no
do it.
excuses
We can
not
do
to
it
come.
all.
We gotta put in the notes.
Love you, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, we gotta put in the notes whenever Will Ferrell. We gotta look it up on Wikipedia when his birthday is. So
Yeah.
what's he doing? Come in here.
Come here for your birthday.
Yeah.
I've seen all of his movies, but my favorite one would be not Elf, and it's my second favorite. My favorite one is Talladega Nights.
Oh,
I love Talladega
That's
Nights.
a great
Yeah,
movie.
baby. Redneck.
I love it.
Oh, I've been at the racetrack that they were at. I've been there before.
And that was hot.
So I have a small
Yeah,
question with that.
I love.
For anybody who is a Talladega Nights fan, do you prefer baby Jesus, sweet baby Jesus, or adult Jesus?
Adult Jesus, because he's the one that died for our sins.
Amen.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
We're Christians.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
That's great.
And people can judge us.
If they want
Nothing
to.
wrong.
Oh.
But God is the one to judge, not us.
That's right.
I don't judge
Exactly.
anybody else.
Hey,
You
My
know
sins are
what?
worse than
We
anybody.
prayed
I-
before we came on this show.
I love
Hey,
that.
is
Yeah,
it-
we did in the dressing room. When we used to pray all the time before we started our, we would, a certain, when Chandra was dancing, different
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah,
there was a group of us that would pray in the back before we started our whatever it's called, when we got on stage.
Yeah.
Our night.
Right. Before
Wow.
you started your night, you would do that.
Yeah.
Our session.
I said, yeah, right.
No, we
But
would
know what?
because,
God's got
you
it
know
back.
what?
I can't
We
bless
protect-
anybody with a loud voice, and that means judging somebody.
Yeah, and we
I've
don't
got
want
more
to
sins
be,
than
we don't,
anybody,
we
so
get
yeah.
a lot of people in here that are not nice, and we don't want to be mean to them.
Of course,
You
because
know.
Jesus wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
You never revile. You don't
we try
revile.
not to.
And I mean, sometimes you want to
We
revile because
really
they're mean to me sometimes. Oh, you're famous. I'm like, well, then give me some money. You say
well,
I'm
we
famous.
are working.
Right.
But they
Well,
always
you're-
call me famous, and I hate hearing
Well,
that.
fame don't pay your bills.
Exactly. That's what I'm
You
telling you.
know, and actually, fame is not.
It's
actually,
not always cracked up to
I
be.
don't care about fame.
I don't care about it either.
I could
got
care
paid.
less. I had a little taste of it,
Ugh.
and it was not the nicest thing in the world. It actually irritated me
Really?
because
Because they want to call you.
Leanne, everywhere you go, people know you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's just that wasn't really.
But
What I
when I'm
wanted.
outside of here,
You
people
know?
buy my drinks,
Mm-hmm.
pay for food, give me tips. I never ask for money outside this club.
Yeah.
For pictures. Now, and when you're here at the club, that's right. You better
Right.
pay.
Yeah.
Right.
Girl is working.
Right.
But I'm saying outside the club, I never charge for pictures. But people are nice enough to give. Even 2017, save them a girl here. But even when I was in Atlanta, people took pictures of me and they just tipped me.
Yeah.
And we were working at the time.
Not to make this a whole religious speech, but I think about Matthew chapter 7, verse 1, which is,
Okay.
do not judge, or you too
Will be judged.
And I think
Right
it
on.
goes right to what Blondie was talking about,
Yeah.
right? Like, who are you to judge? Like, you
Yeah.
have a personal relationship with God
Right.
and with
And that's
Jesus.
what's important. That's what my
And
mother
who
Yeah.
taught me.
cares what
My
anyone
mother
else
taught me
thinks?
that.
Yeah, that's how
It's
I am
religion.
too. I've been
As
judged
long
my
as you
whole
got a
life
personal
by my own
relationship
family.
with God, don't worry about
You know,
going
I
to
was
church.
the youngest
So I don't
that
go to
they
church.
were
But I do
just,
want to find the church.
you know,
Yeah,
never did
you know,
nothing right,
you know,
never
like,
did this,
I need
you
to get
know,
back on track. I'm kind of
whatever.
falling off.
But
But
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
okay.
But me
I'm
and
okay.
her,
I'm
we're pretty
every day.
solid
I know
on
I'm
her
doing something wrong.
situation
Yeah.
and when it comes to
Yeah, but-
Jesus.
Well, ladies, I do have to ask. You know, you've had careers in that have gone longer than most dancers, right? And I think that's incredible because what I'm super curious about is how has behavior changed over time? Like, are men
good behavior?
are men?
bad?
Well, I guess here's my question:
It's not just men, because we have women, we have
Are-
couples, we have everything.
Are men, women, couples, are people? How have they changed since the 70s and 80s versus today? Are they better? Are they worse?
They're worse.
They're worse.
They're worse. They come in and they see us dance on stage, and I'm playing music maybe I don't even like, you know.
For them.
No, I don't play music they
Well,
like.
I do.
Sometimes. But I'm just saying they're still not tipping. It's like they have to give the move. Well, honey, I have to have a few drinks just to dance for you. You know what I'm saying? So they got to give it. When the people came in the 70s, they were throwing money to us.
Well, in the 80s too, but there was a different,
Like I said,
there was a
bikers,
different
rednecks,
economic situation.
and white collar and blue collar.
In the
workers,
80s, in the 80s, and I know y'all were just youngins. If you're, I don't even know if
If you were born.
but
He was.
you still didn't know what
Yeah.
was going on.
He wasn't going to strip clubs
You
as a
were
6-year-old.
you were paying bills,
Yeah, but you know
but
what?
your mama was. But the 80s to me, because I worked at the Cheetah Inn here, and I mean that we were booming.
Yeah.
We were booming.
We were booming. The conference centers were packed. I
Yes.
mean, we had the
And-
chicken pluckers.
Yes,
Yeah.
we used to have chicken pluckers. In fact, one of the
The
chicken
chicken
pluckers.
pluckers.
Wait. What is a
Yeah.
chicken plucker?
You put me through
The chicken pluckers were the
I mean,
chicken
I was
farmers all over the southeast that
They were
used to come
$100
in
a pop. So I had to type on my thing.
Atlanta and have a convention.
I'm done with men and women.
And
you know,
just,
now I'm sorry.
yeah, they loved the
Big
Cheetah
difference.
and they loved the
Big difference.
Claremont, and they
They loved
were
the
our
Claremont.
best
They were.
customers.
Yeah, they were.
They come, they were farmers that were ready to hoop holla
That's right, hon. We like it.
and throw
Those
some
farmer
in.
boys.
But you know what? It was also the business.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I
You
have.
know, the 80s was the suit and
Yes, I
tie.
have. I've done it
era.
all, honey. And it's just good to be
No
here
shit.
after 45 years.
Everybody, like
Have
when I
memory
worked
of
at the Cheetah, everybody was suit and
I'm
tie.
like, I slept
And
with
I mean,
him.
and they come
Oh,
in there
wait.
to take their affiliates from out of town. Yeah, so let's go in the Cheetah and see these guys.
Oh,
Or
I
let's
see.
go in the Clermont and see these people. Yeah. So the 80s was a different era, totally.
When it's 90s, it changed a little bit.
Yeah, 90s got, well, it got
But you had
hard
your
for me
trend-
because I had 2 more freaking kids.
Right.
Any of those ungrateful freaking girls.
Anyway. I didn't want kids, thank you, Jesus.
Hey, I didn't say that.
I'm like, how could that white dog get me pregnant anyway?
I should have had puppies. Anyway.
Nah. My gay brother had
I
another
do
kid
love my
over there.
children. I don't mean that in a mean way.
No, I seen one.
Instead,
I
that
never
one
wanted
better call me by tomorrow's missing person, baby.
I never. I don't regret it.
She ain't
I
gonna like
regret
that.
it not. I have godchildren.
Yeah.
Well, and one of her daughters is my godchild. Caitlin
Yeah,
is my godchild.
we've all lived together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
She's lived with me like 3 times.
Yeah, I have.
I've stayed with her like twice.
okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
I'll say this, ladies. I know we're starting to run out of time because I know the bar is going to be opening very soon. But I'll say this: one of the things I wanted to chat about and get your thoughts on is you two are both pioneers in an industry where in the last couple of years there's been a lot of body positivity. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone can be beautiful.
Right.
Everyone can be sexy. And
Yes.
I think that's something that for a long time didn't exist, but you needed to look a certain way. And now there's been a lot more acceptance. And I mean this. I think
Yeah.
you two have both been pioneers in this. Can you talk about what that means to you, that not everyone needs to be a physical
first.
blonde hair, blue-eyed girl?
No, not everybody needs
No.
to be.
Yeah.
And I you know what? I used to be the Joan Jett, Pat Benatar look.
Yeah.
I was thin, but you know what? My ex-husband never accepted me. He always, well, he was a narcissistic person. I didn't know what that meant back then. But you know what? I'll tell you this. I ran into a girl in a grocery store that saw me here. I didn't even know who she was. And she came up to me and hugged me. And she was a bigger woman, and I'm a bigger woman now. And she hugged me and told me, I just want to thank you so much
Wow.
because you gave me confidence because you got on that stage and you did it.
That's
And you
awesome.
didn't care.
Yeah.
And so I gave her inspiration to care about herself and not care what people think.
Yeah.
And that meant in the grocery store.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even know who she was. But she knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, thank you. Because I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm just an artist. I'm an entertainer by heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to, that actually helps me.
But you're changing lives.
You know?
Right? You're making people body positivity.
Yes.
Well, not only
Yes.
that, you know what? I thank God that I've had a job this long. And being famous, I wasn't trying to be that. But if it wasn't for God sending the people in my life, I wouldn't have a comic book, a t-shirt, a documentary. I wouldn't have all these things. Without him, I am nothing. That's without Jesus,
Amen, sister.
I'm not with you.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
So
But yes, I think the Clermont has produced positive image. Women and image.
Well,
And
women
I-
can be
yeah.
beautiful no matter how old they are,
Right.
who they are. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And that's how you got to look at yourself. And I hope we do that for everybody.
Portia never cared, and she made more money
She
than most
was
of
the
us.
hustler of us
Oh my God, I
all.
just don't have it in me. I don't care how
Yeah,
drunk
Little
I
Red
get.
Riding Hood and Little Bo Peep.
I can't
We
do
love
it.
you.
Love you,
Well,
Portia.
So the secret is confidence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bottom
Yeah.
line. But you know what? It's hard to get it sometimes. We don't get it automatic. Well, there's days we wake up and we don't have it. I mean, seriously, it's a mindset. You gotta work on it sometimes. So we're not magic, and we're not, I don't even know what to say, but we have our good days and bad days too. Just like everybody.
Most white guys.
But you just gotta get up, get out, and get on it. Yes. And think that
Thank you, Lord,
you-
for everything.
yeah.
Thank
Well,
you, Lord, for this.
So
and actually, and I know too, we're getting unfortunately about on time, but I did want to ask you both. What are some ways that for anybody who wants to? Are there any things that you'd like to promote, like your poetry, or if anybody wants to reach out to you? What are some things on how to do that? And we'll start with
like I
you
said,
first.
you have to go with my Instagram.
Okay.
I only give it here when you're here.
Yep.
Instagram, Blondie/Clermont. You look it up on that, which I never look that stuff up anyway.
Okay.
But I support you. I'll give you guys, okay?
Okay. Oh, thank you.
And right now, you just have to come in the Clermont
Okay.
on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I work Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
3 to 8. I am talking, Blondie. Can you calm down? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 to 8. And sometimes I work over, but right now, that's what I like to do. So if you want to come talk to me, that's where I'll be.
That's right. I'll be
Yeah.
here right here.
This is an incredible institution with a lot of history and incredible women that I encourage you, whether you are a longtime resident of Atlanta or your first time visiting, please make your way out to the Clermont Lounge and meet the beautiful, lovely Cassy
Don't
and
forget
Blondie.
Christine.
And Christine.
And Christine. She's
our-
off camera, but our
beauty queen.
lovely and beautiful bartender.
And Kathy Martin, our boss.
But
and
she don't
Tracy
come in
Brown.
till 8.
And Tracy Brown. Well, they can be here about 7, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But, I've had a wonderful day.
and with that, ladies, this has been a real delight.
Thank you.
We are so thankful for you being on Between Two Studs.
Yes.
Right.
that what you call
This is the
yourself?
best
Between
day
Two
of our lives, baby.
Thank you.
Jesus.
All right.
That's it. Cut.
That's a wrap.